Is this preaching all right? Say amen, somebody, believe me. Amen. So therefore, time, you know what we're time to go. Knock on her door a few times. Yeah, I was up there inviting her to come out and eat y'all food. I really was, wasn't I? Moses, can you do something for us? Well, Moses saw his computer wouldn't work. Come unplugged or something. Crashed on him. I'm getting on the other side. There's a way to bring in preaching, ain't it? I ain't too far out of it. Y'all know, and I know that Moses didn't have a computer. He had something better. He had something that didn't crash. Woo! Glory! I'm trying to feel it pretty good. What kind of stuff? Pretty good right now. Moses talked to God and got through. It wasn't busy. And Moses, God said, Moses, now here's what I want you to do. Let's get into modern days like we are today. And Moses been the pastor, and Moses, just don't tell them people are going to hell, we don't care. And that makes what preachers is doing today. I mean, people can leave churches, churches can leave associations, and let them go. We don't need nobody. Let me tell you something, children, we need them all. We need, hey, I preached before, I'll be a preacher. We're living in a time when there's classifications, they think, of people. People start at little churches and they on par for God and think, they get a better job and they move up here. They get a better job and move up. And every time they move up, they move up in a bigger church. Next thing you know, they're spiritually dead. The church they're in is dead. And I'm telling you the truth. It's time to get back to where we need to be. Moses talked to God, and God said, Moses, make a brazen serpent. And you put it out there on a pole or make a brazen, I think it's a pole. And when you make a brazen serpent. Now, I don't know what time it is. It's time, Moses realized it was time to do something. And he done it. I believe Moses was done pretty good in chemistry. You think he would? I think in school, if he was back there in chemistry, he'd be ahead of most of us. Let me ask you something. Moses made him a serpent, I guess resembled the one that had moved in on him. He put it out there on the pole, and you know what he made that serpent out of? Brass. Now let me tell us today, children, you can dig all the way through these mountains you want to, and you're not going to find a metal that's called brass. There ain't such metal. But Moses made something. What do you make that of? Copper and zinc. There ain't nothing, even gold, won't shine and polish up like brass will. But Moses had enough sense, or God had told him what to do. And he had the right mixture, and he mixed it up. It looked like something, might have been a copperhead. I don't know what kind of serpent it was. But he polished it up and he put it up there on the hill, up on a pole. And you know what he told him to do? So when he said, just look and live, then it was time to look. It was time to look. And I'm sure that some of them, just like a bunch of hard-headed Baptist Methodist church got common Presbyterian, I'm going to do it in every crowd. I ain't doing it. Just like these ladies here. Apparently y'all hadn't been doing it when he asked you about saying, I ain't gonna sing. Well, But tell me, do you really believe that every one of these people that have been bitten by the serpent look? I doubt it very, very seriously. Because it's like church people, they church people, they will backslide. I mean, they sit on the seat just as cold as they can be. And if somebody says amen, they say, well, shut up. If somebody sings a song, well, if they can't sing and say in Jesus, why don't they quit? I mean, all they want to do is complain. Why? Because they have backslid. Amen. And so the old folk, it's time to hit the altar and give thanks to Him. Remember the thought one time. They love and they live. Listen, children. When we do it God's way, it works. Amen. I've been worried about this now for 2 or 3 months. I ain't worried too much about now. When it's time to quit, God let me know. My wife says sometimes that I see several places to quit. I tell them around home it's Sunday all day long. I lost people. People come to my church with the preacher and his family. He stayed with me pretty good for a long time. I thought the world of him. And he used to preach the same doctrine that I preach. And same wasn't, may not act like me, but he acts, his way. And I still preach on Sunday. It's Sunday all day long. But he leave church, pastor his own house. He got where he would pastor his own house and go over to Columbia, over a little restaurant thing over there called Cold Steakhouse. What you know about that? I didn't change my preaching. Wasn't long, he left. Listen, preachers, when you stood and preached, and you know who you asked, as association, if it's your brother, if it's your best friend, they turn the back and stand it's all right to do something else. Stand for God! Amen. And I stood for God and he left. If it's my brother, I'm not changing my preaching. Why? I've been through a lot. You people don't know. Roger knows a little. I've had about every kind of tale on it. We thought I was told on that. Set up for the pressure board. One of them finally told us that we know you said it. But see what God has done to me. God has done killed some of them passed gone, and I'm still gone. I haven't changed, I believe. I ain't changed. I've changed. I slowed down getting it there. But basically, when God's people would get in trouble, it was because that they had committed some kind of sin. Sometime around the church, sin can get built up in there. One person can bring sin in. Next thing you know, is you wonder what's wrong with this thing. It's getting cold. And the preacher a lot of times knows where it's at, but he won't preach against it. We had a woman come in Flatwood, Brother Roger met her and this guy. Together they had 10 kids. I'm glad they didn't come to church. The next thing you know, him and her was going to different ways, and the kids still need to be in church, and she had 5, and he had 5, or she had 6, and he had 4. Really the way it was. And she was wanting to convince me that she was a Christian, everything was all right with her and God, and she was teaching her children that once you're saved, you always and something, unless I'll preach it this way, let God wait on them little ones. They got to come to the age of accountability and realize their laws of their God before they can be saved. Amen. Amen. And she had some, and that one dude, she was kind of hooked up right with. They wasn't going together. There wasn't nothing going on between them. She just had a kid for him. So go to the house. But we'll know it, so I say that she missed that. Still saved, she says. Later on, she had one that lived, that was a pretty little old girl. But when they told me her children, oh no, she said, that ain't mine. That ain't mine, that's his. And they had me confused a few weeks around there. I didn't know who was going where. Next thing I know, I got in a deeper conversation. Oh, she said, I had the kid. He wanted a baby, so I had a kid for him. I still preach that adultery is adultery. I don't care whose kid you call it.
Amen.
She ain't done no more. Children preachers, if you allow garbage to come in the front door and sit around our door, it'll begin to stink. It will begin to run the whole bunch. I might not want me back there. Oh, maybe 20 years now, I'll get my restart again.
Praise the Lord.
Time to. When people does bad, God is in a way of correcting them. You remember one time when Ben Hennadad, I keep saying it, was Ben Hennadad. Close, y'all know who I'm talking about, don't you? Okay. And, he had the seed. There's one around there. Y'all think y'all have it bad around here. You ain't seen that yet. Physically or spiritually, ain't seen that yet. They seen that. It got down so much, I ain't going into what the ashes head and all that, but I want to get into this part. It got down so bad that this one woman said to another woman, now let's take your son today, and we'll born, and we'll cook him, and we'll eat. Am I right, Joey? I know you. I know. I can't leave you, boy. And so we cook my son and we eat him. Must not been too big a son and two women to eat the son one day, but anyway, might not have no leftovers. I don't know. But the next day, a woman went and complained that we eat my son yesterday, and today she hit her son. She fired it. Well, when that could have came down and on. And she complained to him, and he went on, my God, or whatever, can I bring food on the threshing floor, where he said that? And I'll get on this a little bit. But it was times like that, it was time to do something. Time to do something. Children, I know you like to sing the seats full. I would have too. But I'd rather be like her preaching today, feeling the spirit that I'm feeling in the crowd this time, and to be in a big cathedral somewhere, and them doing some of the things they do in Holy God. But it was time somebody done something. I think it was Elisha. And he told some of them, he said, tomorrow about this time, there's going to be what a shekel, what is there? So many shekels of flour, wheat flour, what was sold for something like that, shekels weight. And then so many shekels of barley being sold. And it gave the spirit. And there was a smart aleck there. I use the word smart aleck, y'all done done that for me, you can do it later. But there was a smart aleck there that was wanted to rub shoulders with the king. And he said, go over the windows of heaven, and for this might come to pass. He was trying to put Elisha down as all he's doing. Elisha said something like this, you'll see it in your eyes. It's not good to eat of it, as you know. And you read on in scriptures, and you'll find